Are defense stocks moving across the European markets as well?
They are, and they're moving mainly upwards. If I look at Rheinmetall, that share price is going up here in Germany. It doesn't have just defense, but defense is a large part of its business. This on the strength of positive news, though, from the recent days, not really connected to the catastrophe there in Las Vegas. Airbus also moving upwards, not quite as much as Rheinmetall. Airbus based in France and a big stock here in Europe. But I don't see any defense-driven momentum there. And interestingly, BAE Systems in Britain, which makes bullets, among other things, that's going down, but mainly because of a warning by analysts that BAE Systems is not generating enough growth organically, that is, without taking over other companies. So, if you will, the Las Vegas effect having little effect on the defense-driven shares here in the European market, so far at least.
Right, we'll continue to keep an eye on those stocks. Thank you very much for your time, Ulrich. Enjoy the rest of the day. Moving now to U.S., where stock index futures pointed to a relatively lower open as investors look to key data releases. News out of the U.S. Central Bank is also set to dominate sentiment today as a leading Fed member is set to speak at a conference in St. Louis, Missouri. Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen is expected to deliver opening remarks at the Community Banking in the 21st Century Research and Policy Conference, where investors will be watching closely for any indications as to how the U.S. economy is faring at present. Elsewhere, President Donald Trump will be making his way towards Las Vegas in light of the recent massacre scene in the city. On the data front, the U.S. Services Purchasing Managers Index is due out at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by the ISM's non-manufacturing report on business set to come out at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Mortgage applications are also set to be released at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, while ADP National Employment Report is due out at 8:15 a.m. The futures numbers, they're looking all red, 0.04%. That's for Dow Jones Industrial Average. S&P 500 down 0.07% and NASDAQ down 0.10%. In Asia markets, they traded mixed today, even after U.S. equities closed higher overnight. In Japan, the Nikkei 225 gave up morning gains of more than 0.2% to close nearly flat at 20,626.66 points. Elsewhere, Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index was up 0.66%, with shares of Chinese electric vehicle maker BYD gaining nearly 8%. Australian stocks slipped, with the benchmark ASX 200 falling 49.34 points. Markets in China and South Korea remain closed for public holidays. Meanwhile, the Reserve Bank of India's monetary policy decision was due. Many analysts expect the central bank to stay on hold, keep the repo rate at 6%. Well, let's look at the currency market here in Nigeria. The Naira weakened against the dollar at the interbank market to close at 359 Naira. That's on Tuesday, being the first trading day in the new month and the fourth quarter of the year. For today's trading activities, let's talk to the head currency trading at Diamond Bank, Ada Mbachu. Good afternoon, Ada. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So tell me, how is the Naira trading today in your market?
Okay, the overnight and the OBB are currently trading at 14%, and this is due to a stable liquidity in the system. We had a FAC injection of about 483 billion. Although we have a treasury bill auction today of 130 billion, the impact will be doused by a maturity of 430 billion tomorrow. So we'll still expect to see a downward trend in non-market rates, except if there is a pronouncement of FX retail auction by the Apex Bank.
Now, still, we're talking about currency market. What factors will drive that market in the new quarter?
Oh, well, for the FX, the current market will be driven by various factors. Well, the major factor is the CBN continuous stance in trying to defend the Naira. The CBN has intervened at various windows, and they have continued to intervene at the various FX windows. So we still expect a bit of stability in the interbank market, owing to various interventions by the CBN and their stance to continue to defend the Naira. However, for the I&E, the market will be driven by the influx of more portfolio investors due to the increased confidence level in the Nigerian economy, as we have seen a continuous drop in the inflation, a rise in oil price, and the positive growth in the GDP. So on the demand side for the I&E, we have also seen increased activity, and we have started seeing continuous depreciation in that market. The rate is currently trading at 361 to 361.5 levels from the 360 levels. So these are the major factors that will affect the two sides of the market.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Ada Mbachu. We'll move on now to commodities matters. The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries has reassured that the global oil market will be rebalanced in 2018. OPEC Secretary General Mohammed Bakindo, speaking today in Moscow at the Russian Energy Week conference, says all members of OPEC, including Russia, are meeting the agreed obligations around production and output. Bakindo singles out Russia for its more than 100% performance of oil market obligations in the past 2 months. The OPEC Secretary General, however, calls for unity among producers to restore and sustain stability. According to him, members have shared responsibility to secure enough oil supply in the future. When we come back, Nigeria's wet cargo levy by cubic measurement begins in November 1. Details in a moment. Just stay with us.